YouTube, hello, once again, after a proper hiatus. Now, I've said I've been on hiatus before, that I've taken a break from YouTube, but this has probably been my most extended period away ever. Reasons being, well, this, for one thing, this is my new flat. Apologies for the shit lighting, by the way. This flat is really strange. It's specifically designed to capture light. So it has a problem with light pollution. There's light coming from there, there's light coming in from there. Natural light, it always looks like I've left a light on and I haven't, but I'll see what I can do to fix that. It doesn't really matter anyway, because you're not going to be seeing much in this video, to be perfectly honest. It's just going to be me babbling on about stuff. So where have I been? I've been moving, for one thing, and it's not really a flat either. It's not a flat. It's a thing. It's a, well, it can't be a flat because it has it upstairs. Look, it has stairs that go up, and it has a second floor up there. So whether you can rightly describe it as a flat, I don't know. I don't think that's a correct description, to be honest. It's a thing. It's a place where I currently reside. It has a sort of like a downstairs area and an upstairs area, and I'm currently in the downstairs area. All the fucking light comes in. No, I love it. I really do. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful place. But yes, I thought I'd take the opportunity, since I have a little spare time now. I've been working much, very hard. Both in my actual job that I get paid for, and in my more personal project. Strange Playground, my short story collection, is done. It's I got it, the final proof, finished today, less than an hour ago in fact, and sent it off to the publishers. So it will be ready very, very soon, and I will let you know where you can buy it from. Primarily, it will be available via Amazon, I believe, but you can also get it via the Dark Moon Digest, Dark Moon Books website. I will leave links and things down there. And also, nearer the time, there will be lots of advertisements and things that I'm going to sort out myself. I'm going to sort out sort of promotion for this, so that should be fairly entertaining. It may also be available in other venues as well. I'm working on it. I'm working on sorting stuff out over here with regards to promotion, because I want it to sell. Not because of money. I mean, I'm not expecting to make any money from this at all. I'm really not. In fact, I'm fairly certain that by project's end I may have lost money on this. But that's besides the point. I want people to read the stories. That's really what's important. I want the stories out there and I want them read, because I've worked fucking hard on them. But that aside, this video is going to be an introduction to a series which I had the idea for earlier. Thanks to the recent finale of, what season is it of Doctor Who is it now? Is it season 7, I think, or the halfway point finale, the one with John Hurt and whatnot, the episode with John Hurt, whatnot, the end of the Clara character. I thought that was really quite wonderful. In fact, I think the last half a season of Doctor Who has been really strong. Really strong. There have been one or two sort of below par episodes. Bizarrely enough, the Neil Gaiman episode, the one written by Neil Gaiman, A Nightmare in Silver, which is also a Cyberman episode, sucked. It was really bad. It had far too much going on, with no one particular element baked enough to engage or to make sense. The direction was dreadful and the acting was shit. But apart from that minor blip, the series has been really good. It's sort of elevated itself, and many of the problems that I've had thus far with the sort of Matt Smith era have been rectified in this latest season. Nothing to do with Matt Smith himself. I hasten to add, I think Matt Smith is superb as the Doctor. He is sort of carrying the whole series at the moment for me. He is just wonderful. But as a result of that, I found my enthusiasm rekindled for the show, and I went back and I've started watching every episode since it was resurrected, since the Christopher Eccleston era. I'm currently at the about halfway through season 4, I believe it is, the season with Donna. Catherine Tate is the companion, and I must say she is superb. She's absolutely wonderful. She is the companion who, when it was announced, my initial reaction was one of heart-wrenching terror. But she is easily the best companion that's been in the show since it was resurrected by Russell T Davies. She is wonderful. She acts as a genuine foil for the Doctor. She is, for one thing, she's a character in her own right. She's not just something to put in distress or to explain to the audience what's going on or anything like that. And she's also not a romantic foil for the Doctor. That's a problem. That was certainly the problem with the Martha character, the previous assistant, because she just came across as like Rose, but not quite as developed. And she is really dull. I don't know whether it's Freema Agyeman or whether it is to do with the writing, but she is really boring, especially in comparison to Billie Piper's Rose character, who's actually really quite good. Since rewatching it, she's grown on me a great deal, and definitely in comparison to Donna, who is being not romanticised, being not sexualised in any way. She has to have other elements thrown at her. She has to be a character in her own right, and she is. She's quite cool. Also, one of the best conclusions for any character, for any of the Doctor Who assistants. So unbelievably tragic. Although elements of the finale for this season are questionable, and we'll get to that. Donna herself is stunning. Her whole arc, and Catherine Tate is really surprising because I expected her to just do her Catherine Tate thing, to just shout all the way through it and do her comedy shtick, and she doesn't. She really, really doesn't. She has these moments of incredible pathos all the way through. These moments of development where she sees things and she experiences things. She changes as the show goes on, and she sells it. She really sells it. She's actually quite good. She's quite a good actress. She's certainly better than bloody the one who played Catherine Gillan, is it? The one who played Amy Pond? I'm sorry, but the only reason people liked her is because the sort of the heterosexual male portion of the demographic went a bit gaga over her. That's the only reason anyone liked her. She is awful. She's a crap actress. She's a really bad actress. It sounds like whenever she's delivering a line, it sounds like a schoolgirl doing a play. Doing the annual high school musical or whatever. It's really bad. She's really bad. And the character's dull too. I mean, the character is very, 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 very dull. And the only reason she had any appeal at all is because of the sex appeal. There is nothing else. There's nothing else to that character. Anywho, what I'm going to be doing after that more general rant is I've decided I'm going to do an episode by episode evaluation or review of each episode as I watch them, or as shortly after I've watched them. I don't know how regular this is going to be because it depends on my time frame. I currently have 3 jobs and I work a lot. I mean, a hell of a lot. Although this is my new home, I'm not here very often. I'm actually, because I work with people with mental disabilities, I'm often out of the house. I'm often sleeping in where they're living and helping them with their domestic routines and that kind of thing. Not to mention my writing schedule and whatnot. But I will endeavour to make it as regular as possible. I also really want to get back into the Transformers reviews and the movie reviews and whatnot. Simply because I miss it a little bit. It's a nice sort of relaxant. It's a nice alternative to the hardcore work and writing. It's something I can just sit down, turn this thing on and talk at it, which is quite nice. It's quite a pleasant thing. So yeah, I mean, I haven't bought any Transformers for a very long time, simply because there hasn't been that much that inspired me up until very recently. But the Beast Hunters range, beastie Transformers. You all know I'm a mark for the Beast bots. And they're out again, they're here, which is wonderful. And they're quite good as well, they're quite nice things. I mean, Ray I Love Mess bought me for my birthday, I believe. Was it for my birthday? I can't, it was for something or other. bought me. What the fuck is his name? Um, no, having a blind spot there. The Beast Hunter's lion former. What's he called? What's he fucking called? Looks like Leo Breaker. He's obviously based on Leo Breaker. Piratey thing. I can't remember what it's called, but he bought me that, and it's a really quite cool little toy. The Beast mode has questionable elements, but the bot mode is very, very good indeed. The bot mode has a sort of it has theme, it has flavour, it has characteristics. Like it has this wonderful big crest on the bot head, and it has a beard of wires, and it has a peg leg. It looks like a pirate. It's very, very cool. It feels like an action figure. It's a very nicely designed bot. And by the looks of things, a lot of the Beast bots are rather cool looking. So I'm looking forward to getting more of those. Auto Assembly is coming very soon as well. And I'm all booked up for that. I am definitely going to Auto Assembly. I mean, I probably won't have as much to spend this year, but I am definitely going to Auto Assembly. Wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't miss it for the world. It's often the only place where I get to meet a lot of people I consider rather close friends. So it's worth going for that alone. I won't be there as long this year. I'm actually coming on the Friday and going home on the Sunday, so not quite as long as before. But that's just part of the course at the moment. I'm afraid I'm required elsewhere. So yes, that's what's going to be happening on this channel. There'll also be at some point eventually some promotional videos, both for Dark Moon books in general and also for Strange Playgrounds. Actually, while I'm on the subject, if there's anyone out there who has some experience producing audio-visual work, who are just videos for YouTube, if they have editing and production experience, even if it's just for YouTube, I'd be interested in getting in touch with you, because I really want to make some good promotional videos for Strange Playgrounds in particular. So if you do have that kind of experience, that kind of creativity, then please drop me a line, send me a mail or something, and we'll see about arranging something. Yeah. But apart from that, I suppose what I could do is actually I also want to get into the movie reviewing again as well. I missed that a great deal. I recently saw the new Star Trek, which I consistently keep calling The Wrath of Khan. For obvious reasons, for anyone who's seen it, I keep calling it The Wrath of Khan, and it's not. It should be. It's called Into Darkness, but what it actually is The Wrath of Khan Inversion. That's what it should have been called. It's a stunning film. It's really, really good. I'm not a Trek fan at all. The universe. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. It just doesn't interest me at all. It's a bit too clean for my tastes. The science. I prefer my science fiction grittier. I prefer it to be more like the sort of truckers in space style of Alien, or the sort of philosophical grit of Blade Runner and Philip K. Dick in general. That kind of science fiction appeals to me. But I must say, Abrams' resurrected Trek universe really does it for me. I think he's done a wonderful job reinventing that universe and making it appealing both to fans of the original series, of the various different series out there, but also palatable for people who may not be interested or may not have come across it before. And the Wrath of Khan, fuck it, see, the Into Darkness is actually a stupendous film in its own right. It's not just a good Star Trek film, it's not just a good action film, it's a good film. It's just a damn good piece of work. I mean, if nothing else, what it demonstrates is that the perennial excuse you get for the really appalling action summer blockbuster, the movies that are terribly put together, that are badly edited, badly conceived, poorly acted, awfully written, produced by committee to make money, shit like the Transformers films. And anything Michael Bay produces, or Roland Emmerich, and so on and so forth. The perennial excuse is, oh, they're just action films, they're just brainless action films, and you shouldn't analyse them as you should other movies. Fuck off. It's a produced thing, it's attempting to talk to me, it's attempting to engage me, regardless of what it markets itself as. And if it's attempting to engage me, then I will engage with it. And if it talks down to me, if it condescends, if it treats me like an imbecile, which every movie Michael Bay ever produced does, then I will call it or out on that. What movies like Into Darkness do is demonstrate that that excuse is bullshit. Into Darkness does nothing amazing in philosophical terms. It doesn't attempt to talk to its audience about ideas too much, although there is stuff in there. There are some sort of political commentaries in there about surveillance and about abuse of power and secrecy within governmental institutions, which is very poignant at the moment. There is some of that in there. It doesn't go too deep, but it's there. But it's not attempting to be a philosophical work. It's attempting to be a big, brash action film. But it's brilliant. It's beautifully produced. It's aesthetically beautiful. Every shot is brilliant. The shots are well composed, not confusing. The storytelling is very good. The pacing is excellent. The characters are all engaging and interesting. The acting is good. The technicalities of the movie are good. It does its job very, very, very well. In comparison to many other films that market themselves as summer action blockbusters, but which are just brainless shite. This is a genuine action summer blockbuster in that it is incredible fun, doesn't require a great deal of intellectual engagement to enjoy, but it has things going on if you want them. Also, it improves massively on what the previous film did. Although the previous film is very good, I think, it suffers from being the opening to a reboot, and the problem with that kind of movie is that it has to re-establish the universe. So a lot of time is taken up with establishing the new parameters, the new rules, the new look, the way this universe is going to function, the back mythology, any changes that have been made, why they've been made, justifying them. Also, characters have to be established, and what arc they're going to take, how they are going to be reinterpreted. That all has to come about, and as a result of that, certain other elements tend to fail or tend to be diluted. In the previous movie, the things that were diluted were the plot and the villain. The antagonist of the previous movie was adequate, he was fine, but rather underbaked and rather boring. And also, the plot, whilst, again, adequate, was a little bit underbaked. There could have been more going on there. Even so, very good movie, I think. Very, very good opening to a new franchise. Into Darkness has none of that. It is just, the plot is very good. Very, very good indeed. And it moves at an incredible pace. Really, it's action all the time. It's these very, very well conceived and shot action set pieces all strung together with the plot quite cleverly woven throughout. The plot is told in very elegant terms. It's told not through exposition largely. There's very little standing around talking, and there's a great deal of plot being told through action, through characters doing things rather than telling you what's happening. There's also a lot of visual references that Abrams throws in there that tell you very quickly and very immediately what's going on, that feed you information very subtly and in a way that doesn't detract from the action. It's very, very good. The whole thing is very good. And also, it's the reason I call it The Wrath of Khan all the time is because that's what it is. The movie is essentially, they've taken at least the last third of Wrath of Khan and inverted it for this new universe. So you actually get scenes that are shot the same, that are composed the same, that even have the same lines spoken, but which are the inverse of how they occur in The Wrath of Khan. It's very, very clever. I thought it was beautifully done. It's a stunner of a film. All the actors are very good. They feel much more like the characters now. They feel much more as if they've grown into the characters rather than doing impressions of the characters, which in the original reboot there was a sense of that. There was certainly a sense of that. Zachary Quinto again stands out as Spock. He's brilliant. He's absolutely wonderful. And in fact, the the writers seem to have realised this, and a great deal of this movie focuses on Spock. Great deal of it. And standout for me is the antagonist. The antagonist, in stark contrast to the other film, the original film, is stunning in this one. It's Benedict Cumberbatch of Sherlock fame. Wonderful character. Really well played. Very gnawing, chewing great big chunks of the scenery. Doing it almost like Hannibal Lecter style turn as this villain character. And he is brilliant. He is absolutely wonderful. He just steals every scene that he's in. And he's also a genuine threat. That's another thing. He is a genuine threat because he is so clever, so manipulative, and also physically strong, capable. Just a very, very good villain character. All-round good villain character. Yeah, it was good. Really, really enjoyed it. But the next video you likely will see from me will be my review of the first episode from the Christopher Eccleston period of Doctor Who. I don't know when that'll be. I make no promises in that regard. But this is sort of me checking in and allowing you to see that I'm not actually dead. And there's stuff happening. I've not abandoned my YouTube channel, for one thing. I am still around. It's just time constraints and also priorities. That's all. At the moment, YouTube is very low priority. It's very much a frivolous thing, and that's it. That's just the way it's always going to be. Anyway, I'll be back very, very soon.